Hello everyone, and welcome to Ready City Crits, Curse of
Hello.
Strahd.
Hello there.
When we last
hello there.
left off, the party were continuing to explore the ever-winding, confusing chambers of Ravenloft. They encountered a spirit on their travels who identified himself as Piddlewick. And upon asking him if he knew the location of a young girl, he helped lead them to an old friend, a young adult woman by the name of Stella,
Stella!
and her
Yay.
cat Buttons. The party liberated Stella, dressed her in some more appropriate clothing for their upcoming journeys, and left the bedchamber they found her in behind. They found themselves heading into a grand study with bookcases lining the walls, the books here numbering into the thousands, worth tens of thousands of gold altogether, first editions the lot. A roaring fireplace in the western corner, and 3 doors leading from the chamber, not including the one they had originally stepped through. The party, knowing where 2 of the doors roughly linked up to, the northern stair that they had come from and if they dealt with the heart of sorrow prior, and the other one to the south, to the dining hall. They headed for the one door they were unsure of its location, in the northwestern corner. Seeker stepped up and slowly pushed it open. And before you, Seeker, you would see behind the door lies a dark spiral staircase leading down.
More stairs. It's only stairs.
You know, already lost Buddha's camera.
And he's gone.
I'll be back. Wait a second, camera's fucking up.
God damn it, Buddha.
At least I'm consistent with my stuff dropping.
I can't call
I'm not
anybody
Mr.
out-
Reliable, but I am Mr. Consistent. It's
I
weird.
can't call out anybody on dropping due to connections or camera issues.
So that was the door that had been indicated as the way down to where we need to go, isn't it?
Yeah, Stella said that was where she'd come up from. They brought her up via that stair.
Well, you searched this room already, right?
Yeah, I
You
think
searched
so.
it already.
You've searched the
Yeah,
bookcases a little bit, had a little look through. You haven't done a very, I would say, you haven't thoroughly investigated much.
I'm gonna kind of like get close to this fireplace.
Sure.
Have a little look around.
Sure. What's your passive perception, Max?
Alright, passive perception is very shitty. In fact, 12.
Perfect. Let me see here.
Max is not very perceptive.
12 max, looking around, you don't really see anything. You can give me an investigation check if you'd like, or just looking around the fireplace in
Yep.
particular.
3. Oh,
Yep. It's a
Yeah.
regular old fireplace, Max. You can see there's a few fresh
Oh, it's very
logs
hot
on the
in here.
fire.
there's
But
a
nothing
very hot fireplace.
strange or startling.
Can I go
sounds to you.
little with this? Like,
Fire is hot, Max.
No, it's just me.
it's nice and warm in here. I mean, I'm guessing it's like this, like a castle, so it could have been very cold.
Oh
Am I
yes,
right to assume
definitely. If a fire wasn't roaring in this chamber, you imagine it, like the cold stone all around you. Yeah, definitely it would.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna look over the fires, like put my hands together, just like a little warm up a little bit, look around.
Callan, as you're kind of looking over to Max with your passive perception, you would see this fireplace is abnormally large. And I think even from, across the room, you could quite easily spot there was some kind of secret passage on the far side of that fireplace. But how it is opened or interacted with, and also it's behind a roaring pit of flame, might make it difficult to get to.
Cool. He's going to get the others' attention. But there's something through there. I don't know if it's some
Where?
storage
Can't see anything.
or what, but he's going to point it out. Is it like a doorway that's set in, or?
It looks like the stone wall, like at the back of the actual fireplace itself, may shift aside, and allow you to like enter. It might even like spin. You're not sure. Maybe you can try pushing it. You can't see any obvious like, you know, it's clearly very well hidden. You've got very keen eyes.
Maybe it's the lever in the books, and he'd like point out the bookshelves with all the tomes.
Are you sure?
Is there anything around the fireplace itself?
Yes,
that looks
around
like
the fireplace.
a bit lever-like?
I will re-describe the study because it has been a couple of weeks. A blazing hearth fire fills this room with rolling waves of red and amber light. The walls are lined with ancient books and tomes, their leather covers well oiled and preserved through careful use. All is in order here. The stone floor is concealed between a thick, luxurious rug. In the center of the room is a large, low table, waxed and polished to mirrored finish. Even the poker in its stand next to the blazing fireplace is polished. Large, overstuffed divans and couches are arranged about the room. 2 chairs of burgundy-coloured wood with padded leather seats and back cushions face the hearth. A huge painting hangs over the mantelpiece in a heavy, gilded flame. The rolling firelight illuminates the carefully rendered portrait. It is an exact likeness of Arena Koliana.
I'm going to give the poker a fiddle.
Perfect. You fiddle the poker. What are you doing to the poker exactly?
See if it moves, if it's like a lever with set positions. If not, take it out, have a look.
Sure.
Put it back.
You like move it back and forth in like the rest that it's in. Nothing seems to happen. The second you lift it, however, the little like prong that like keeps it like held upright. As soon as you do it, it shifts just up ever so slightly as the weight is removed, and the back wall of the fireplace, you hear like a as the stone shifts like just enough for you to probably squeeze it. Like rotates about like 45 degrees in the back panel.
Is the fire still on?
The fire still burns.
Should I... Points to the fire.
How did I miss that? What?
I mean, unless you picked up the poker, I just started to fiddle with things and see if something had to work, right? Or maybe it could have been like that trapdoor that we saw before, where you couldn't access it one way. Still, no stone left unturned, including that one.
Should I go through the flame?
Perhaps we shouldn't split up. Is there any way to put these flames out? And if you dare suggest that we try to douse the flames with the books, don't even see her.
Paper feeds book. Fire is fed by paper. That I know.
True. I mean, with the leather on these, it could smother it, but it's probably a bit big, and I don't want to risk these books getting damaged. Anyway, does anybody have water skins that are
I'm just
full
looking.
as well?
I have
Secret
holy
house.
water, but I
Yeah.
think that might be a little bit much for a common fireplace.
Same here. Maybe we have enough holy water between
No.
us.
Let's not use holy water on a fire.
I do
It might
have
piss me off.
prestidigitation. I can light small campfires or snuff them out, but this is quite roaring. I don't think I could do it on my own. If one of you had a spell like similar, we could maybe do it together. And like this fireplace, it's big. Like you can see on the map, it's like 20 foot
It's
square.
huge.
Like it's not like a standard small little nook. It's relatively to like a 5 foot campfire. Like this is a big thing.
I also know prestidigitation. I've never really used it for the campfires, only for flavouring Max's ale water.
Quick question.
I could try, and we could see if we can create a fire break and alternate a little.
Maybe. If it's just a normal, non-magical fire, even just pushing the fuel aside might be enough to douse it itself. You could use that poker you have, Callan.
Or even my mage hand.
That would work. I can do the same.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I was like, oh no, I forgot how the alphabet worked. Okay, let's try that then. He will use his mage hand to start kind of shoving stuff towards the south part of the fire.
Yeah, you kind of like all start piling it up against the far wall, and yeah, like the majority of the blaze does begin to like shift towards that side. It's still gonna be warm in there, but you kind of like have carved out a small little like, if you were to move like back against the stone, slow movement, not rushing, you could like skirt around the outskirts without like risking setting yourself ablaze and try to slip into this like doorway that has appeared.
Seeker, now may be a better time if you want to lead the way.
On it.
Should we leave certain people in here? Looks
Maybe
at the young ones.
Max. He looks to Max with all his gear on his back and all that. Imagine him navigating a roaring flame.
Esmeralda will, seeing you guys are taking interest in this, she's going to go up and close the door Seeker previously opened, and she's going to begin setting up barricades around the room.
Oh, nice. Okay.
She will start like pushing like, you know, the big divans and stuff in front of doorways, like trying to find any doors that open inward and blocking them, and any that she can, she'll like push the table up against them, just make like the table's like, you know, a big table, she'll like flip it on its side and push it right up to like the front and just try to blockade the door entirely. So if someone does open it, it'll just be out of the table front and stuff. She'll start spending her time doing that.
All right.
I'll probably help her.
Sure. So Esmeralda, Stella, and Max are going to stay back in the study.
As that's happening, Seiko will try and like gingerly navigate the flame, just trying to not singe off too much of his face.
Sure.
You know, Irina would stay as well next to them.
Sure. So just going to be Callan and Seeker investigating the fireplace.
Do you need any acrobatics check or dex save?
No, if you're taking your time, moving slowly, Seeker, like you and Callan, like you're not, you know, the most awkward type, and you know, you spent enough time, like make sure it's relatively safe. You wouldn't do it if it wasn't. You can do it
Yeah.
without necessarily making a check. That's, you know,
Cool.
a given.
Once he gets to the other side, could he check for any device that would perhaps like turn off the fire from this side? Like button, lever?
So are you going to slip into the room?
Yes.
Perfect. Then let me describe what you see as you enter. And Callan, how closely behind are you following Seeker?
I would be starting to shuffle before Seeker finished.
So you're
I'm
probably
not
going
waiting
to
for
put
him to get
yourself...
close. Probably about a square or two behind. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's-
probably
that's
around
right.
on the corner as he's just slipped in. You're about to move up to slip in yourself. Perfect. So resting on the floor of this smoke-filled room is a closed chest surrounded by piles of gold, silver, and copper coins. The fittings and clawed feet on the chest are evidence of great workmanship. Attached to the east wall are two torch sconces. The southernmost one holds a torch with an intricate metal base. The other is empty. A skeleton in broken plate armor lies against the wall. The skeleton's right hand is on its throat, and its left hand holds the matching torch from the empty sconce.
Do you think it could fit Max? Points to the plate armor.
The plate armor doesn't say what size the creature is.
Oh god.
Roll me a
please.
d20.
Oh.
On an even,
What do we
it's
need?
good.
What do we
On an odd,
Even's
it's
good.
bad.
Max, do you want to roll the d20? Seeing as it's
Yeah.
Fuck it.
get those evens, and he can. I'm sure he can re-roll ones, right? Hey!
It's an even. It does appear to perhaps fit Max. It's quite a small figure. He could probably squeeze in. Like, it might be a little bit big for him, but it's definitely more practical than some of the other plate meals you've seen around.
I will go bring it to him. He can get dressed while we investigate it.
I will
here.
say I did read a skeleton in broken plate armor. It's
Oh, broken.
it's not new. It's broken. It's been damaged over
He
years and rusted.
Gives it and then takes it away.
I can reread the description for you if you'd like. It says
No, it's
attached to
fine,
each wall
it's
two
fine.
torch sconces. Some with one has an empty torch, intricate metal base. The
picks
upper
up
is
the
empty. A
armor.
skeleton in broken plate armor lies against the wall.
Yeah, he picks up the armor, he like turns it around, he just sees like there's a gaping hole. It's like, never mind.
Yeah.
Clank.
It's got a rust monster's got on it, maybe.
I'm still carrying around a plate armor, like,
Yeah,
but it's too big for me.
just kill yourself. Maybe you'll grow bigger.
Like a pristine.
Yeah.
Like,
You have plate armor. And you have a way to maybe get bigger.
yeah, of course, because of course I do have plate armor, but you know.
It's
I'm not
only
horrible. Just doesn't fit you.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you, honey. You're so kind.
You're welcome. Barovia is full of humanoids who tend to be medium-sized and larger.
Out of like So many races. I had to happen to be a
But
halfling.
you can
Yeah.
always kill yourself for reincarnation.
Hey, look, if you want to jump off the if you want to jump a castle Ravenloft, by all means, go for it. Maybe you'll fit me on.
The funny thing is, if he was a
Fucking,
dwarf, he could wear.
just like, jump in the
Yeah.
fire.
If he was a dwarf, he could have wore that like chainmail or plate armor.
All right, so you leave the plate armor seeker. Cal, at this point, you can slip into the room if you'd like. You kind of see what I previously described as well.
So is the
Cool.
plate armor, and then he's just holding a torch, and like, is he holding anything like a weapon or something, like a sword or whatever?
No, you just have plate armor. And a torch in his other hand. And there's also this chest. And there's like coins like scattered around it. It's a closed chest surrounded by piles of gold, silver, and copper coins.
Could he make a medicine check, perhaps, to like investigate, but like to see?
Sure.
I know it's like a skeleton. But, like, if he was killed
Disadvantage
off-
because there's not really any soft tissue to like study. You can't see like, if he was like, if he had his throat slit, it'd be impossible to tell. But if he had like, if someone went out with a club, he would have broken bones.
Yeah,
but,
it would be more like investigating
cyber
armor
of you.
for blunt force trauma.
Yeah, sure. Make a medicine check. Disadvantages because you don't have like it's not like a perfect autopsy you're doing here. It's more like, you've got a
CSI
skeleton.
Barovia.
Oof.
Oh, natural one.
Wow.
Secret. The skeleton seems fine. There's a little bit of damage to like you can see like where clearly they've had like probably a limb break in the past, but it looks like it might have healed. Also, it's old like and fragile. You're not entirely sure. Maybe something like the skull has got enough damage to it that like it could have like been hit, or maybe like they fell down for another purpose and hit their head, and maybe that wasn't necessarily what killed them. It's like it's hard to tell.
Yeah, he just shrugs, like, no clue.
Can I try
Still
to
strange.
take the torch out of its hand?
Perfect. You take the torch. The bony fingers like fall off as you rip it free.
Is a torch
Whoops.
magical? Is it a magical torch? Cast,
It's a fancy torch.
cast
um,
fireball at will.
Ooh, actually, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if it's a magical one. I'm gonna go out and sort of start. Well, probably to here. Just call Lux over.
Yep, perfect.
Just like Lux, can you just cast your eyes this way? I'm not gonna come all the way round the fire again.
I'm
Just
going
go
to
look.
ignore him.
All right. Lux
So,
ignores you.
Irina, could I borrow you a second? Sorry, the fire got in my eye.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
The
oh yeah.
fuck are you-
I'll come over that way.
That's fucking commitment to a role.
got ashes in your eye.
Yep. So Lux, you head over. You cast Detect Magic. Seeker, in this time, are you doing anything?
He would. Could he make a general perception check? Because
Sure.
he knows that Callan's better at investigation, just to have a look around for any potential traps or something similar, especially
Perfect.
around the chest.
You do that while Lux, you cast Detect Magic using your at will. The torch is not magical. Just seems to be a very intricate-looking, very finely carved metal torch. It can be
It
filled
is,
with oil. You think, like just even at a glance, like almost like more like an oil lantern than like a traditional like wooden torch. And
It
it's slowly
seems to
burn.
not be magical. You're good.
Seeker, with an 18, you just spot another secret door on the back end of this passage.
Fuck hell.
Callan, there's another door. This castle is all doors.
Oh, wonderful. Knowing that the torch isn't magical and that there's one torch in a sconce and another sconce that's empty, he's going to put that in there, see if it maybe either opens the door or turns the fire off.
Perfect. Yeah, you move up. You put the sconce, like the torch in the sconce on the north side, and as you do so, the door swings inward and reveals another area beyond this. You still have a chest in here, by the way, surrounded by gold that you have not investigated.
Cool.
As a note. Just
Wonderful.
misheard
Secret
around.
automatically move into the door just in case any threat came out.
Oh, spider webs, kids. Spider webs. Careful.
Spider webs, indeed. This ancient hall is choked with spider webs, broken by a clear path down its center. You can see it's about 20 foot high, but like it's just hard to make out. You can kind of see like that, like support like beams and stuff up there, just squinting through the webs, but it is so thick, it's like impossible to even like really see the actual true height of this thing. It's at least 20 foot. And you can just about make out like this like pathway that kind of weaves through the webs. It's almost like, think like Mission Impossible laser grid like webs that kind of like string their way across this path. And like just on the far end, like you can just squint your eyes and you can just about make out there's like a set of doors like right up against the far wall.
This is Seeker's moment, in it. The monk's time is now. Callan's gonna. I forgot about the thing in the bottom. He's gonna ask Seeker to come over and help him. Probably check the chest for traps and see if it's locked, and then open it.
Perfect.
What
Yeah,
did he
make
ask
me
Seeker? Sorry, I didn't
a
hear you.
investigation check if you want to check for traps.
So, just Rob, I didn't hear your sentence before.
Getting Seeker to help me to check for traps.
Oh yeah, he would
see if
help.
the chest's locked, and then yeah.
And the ninja style across the room.
Check it out, Callum. It is unlocked, and it does not appear to be trapped.
Wonderful. Open it up. See what's inside.
You open it up, and you watch as a puff of bright yellow noxious gas fills the chamber you and Seeker are in. The fire, luckily, burns it out before it reaches the rest of your party. I need Seeker and Callan to make me Constitution saving throws,
Wait.
please.
Is it poison because Seeker's immune?
It is not poison.
Shit.
Okay, perfect. Both Callan and Seeker, behind the 45-degree tilted door, unbeknownst to the rest of the party, are no longer able to move. You are paralyzed.
Oh shit!
I know.
Max, Lux, Esmeralda, and Stella, you guys wait for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you hear anything, before you start to get worried.
Callum, you okay there?
Max, I don't think he's coming out.
Oh god, what's happening to them? I'm worried. I'm actually. Can I like start like shift like just following like whatever path they took, like just go around the fire? Kind of.
Yeah, you can do that very easily. You shuffle around, you find the secret entrance, and
I'm
you,
going to check on them.
you peer inside, Max,
I'll
and you
wait
see
here.
both prone on the floor, frozen like statues, unmoving. You see they're
What
like
happened?
trying to speak, but their mouth is barely able to open. They're almost like it's more like a whisper, like, like-
Callum.
and they are both
What happened?
unmoving on the ground.
Can I do like, can I do like a kind of a medicine check, like to know what happened to them, or I don't know, some kind of check,
Sure,
so
make
like,
me a
I know
medicine
what
check
happened
if you want to get close.
to them, or I kind of check. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go close to them. Start like
Perfect.
on my knees and medicine. Cool. Fuck, you know.
Even with 12, Max, it's very clear they're paralyzed.
How did it
What
happen?
caused it, you're not sure, but like they can speak, like albeit falteringly. Like they can. Actually, no, they can't move or speak. Sorry. So yeah,
That's stunned.
they can't move or speak. So they are completely immobilized. They're just like on the ground, incapacitated. They are unable to move. Their eyes are looking around. They're aware, but they are unable to do anything.
Lux, something happened to them. They can't move. They're paralyzed. Can I just put my hand out, like out of the door? Oh,
Yep.
Lux.
Yeah, you can tell Lux.
Is
Oh,
the
I
chest
really
open
know.
up?
The chest is open.
up?
Yep.
I'm gonna go over and check the chest.
Perfect. You move over and investigate.
This is how we
chest. Let me see here. Max, inside the chest, it appears to be empty. There is like gold and silver and copper piled around it, but the actual interior of the chest appears to be empty. Maybe like Callan or Seeker picked something up from it. Maybe that's what poisoned them or like paralyzed them. You're not sure. But there's nothing in there now. The chest is wide open.
Can I like check, like see if there's like a false, like a false bottom something?
Sure, make me a investigation check.
Oh boy.
Come on, Max. Investigation.
pushing the wood, top and bottom, sides, lifting the chest. Nothing there.
Ah, nothing here.
But Max,
I'm going to be
looking
back in
around,
5. Could you just cover my camera? My internet might drop in the meantime, but I'm still listening.
Is this door open? Like
worries.
this door for this room here?
Yes, the secret door is open. The seeker was next. Had previously investigated. And yeah, like even like just it's not like even for 8 max, you can see it's about 50 gold pieces, 100 silver pieces, and about 2,000 copper pieces like spilling around the chest there as well. Like there's still loot to be had.
There's some coins in here as well. I guess my Max would take the gold.
Would he see the half plate or the full plate armor?
Yeah, you'd see it.
Yeah,
It's
he
clearly,
sees the
it's
half
clearly
plate,
broken,
like,
Max. There'd be no use to you.
God damn it. Yeah, I'll collect the gold and stuff.
Your allies don't appear to be moving. They're still breathing. They're still conscious, but they're not moving.
How much gold? How much coins is that? Sorry.
So it is 50 gold, 100 silver, and 2,000 copper pieces. Which might throw you a little bit off on your encumbrance, just as a note. Just bear that in mind.
Definitely.
We need a bag of holding for this.
Oh, it is very, very heavy. Oh, so we are doing like a coin weight, are we?
I don't really track coin weight, but I will track it for this instance because it makes sense to. Because like obviously it's like a dragon's hoard. Like I only track it for like
I'll leave the copper behind. I'll leave the copper. Okay.
Sure.
The gold and the silver.
So yeah, 50 gold, 100 silver.
Yeah, and then I could go in and I'll go and have a look at this room there.
Okay, cool. You leave your paralyzed allies on the ground and continue forward. Beautiful.
Yeah, just gonna check the room, see because like I still don't know where why they're paralyzed. So I'm just going around having a look.
Yep. Max, you step out into this hole of webs, and you see, like I described before, it's like thick webbed room with like webs all like stringing across it. You think you can just about like if you took it slow, you could probably navigate this unobstructed path without like tugging on any of the webs.
A room full of spider webs. They really want to go in there?
Might do. I don't know.
Don't really want to go there. I kind of put my head. I was like, "Lux, there's another room in here."
Lux.
Also, Max, you've been in this chamber now for at this point. I'm going to say about like 2-3 minutes because you've been like investigating like the chest, checking your allies and stuff. Callan and Seeker, no sign of breaking that paralyze.
And
as a note, Callan Seeker, you have not had any opportunity to make a check yet.
Come again?
You like normally like think about like effects in combat, like every 6 seconds you make a check. Like I'm not missing it. There is no save.
No. Oh no, I completely
You're just
trust you.
paralyzed.
Don't worry.
Oh fuck's sake! Fuck.
Meanwhile,
I don't know what's wrong with them. They're not moving.
Irina just vibing.
I'm gonna so I put my head here. Says, "Oh, I'm not going there now." I grab probably Seeker, and I walk out and I put him here.
Sure.
Can I grab both of them?
Yeah, you're strong enough, Max, to sling them fireman's carry over both shoulders. Sure.
Soup one. Oh, I want her. Then I'll take them to here.
Where are you taking them to? Just back in the chamber? Yeah, perfect. You drop them both down.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what happened to them, but they're paralyzed completely.
does anyone have a way to remove that? Lux,
Not me.
Irina.
Nope, not me.
I'm all out.
Then maybe we should take a short rest and see if they come around.
Fine.
I wouldn't mind a short rest.
Well, the room is fairly well barricaded. Can you close that fireplace again, Max, or at least put the fire back across? Maybe I don't want anything.
Yes.
Maybe that was going to attack them if they were being paralyzed in there. Something must have. Maybe it's going to be aware or chase them down. We should.
Good idea. Max is gonna go back and close the door.
Yep, you go back. You put the poker back in place, Max. The back wall will reseal itself. and you appear to have lost someone. I think you've lost the old.
Cass.
Yeah. Speaking of lost, my fucking Discord is freaking the fuck out.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna reload my
Max,
Discord
how-
call. Give me a hot second. I'll be right back.
How injured is...
Should be fine. Yeah, you go back to normal. Apart from the fact that
I just realized I have a new logo.
We do? Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Harnaa.
harness.
turn my own camera on. This is a new one. Yeah, I've had a new one for a while.
Wait,
Like
I
today.
need to
So I
quickly
did all morning.
reconnect because I can't see Rob.
Yeah, Rob's camera's just cut out of me, but that might just be his internet.
Oh,
I can see it a second ago.
I thought it was just my usual watch deck.
While this happens, I'm gonna make another daiquiri.
Do you want to walk us through your daiquiri spec?
Fuck you. What do I have? Coffee.
Rob's crashed. Or his internet's time. There he is.
Hey.
Beautiful. So yeah, sorry, I missed it there. So yeah, Esmeralda will suggest taking a short rest perhaps to see if that will rouse your companions. And she will say, just checking to take a short rest while you're paralyzed.
I think Seeker
You
has
can.
returned-
You can rest while paralyzed. Thank God.
Seeker
Can I try
gained
to attune to that loot, or is that too cheeky?
I
Because
think
he's been keeping that bloody close to him.
I think it says that attuning to a magic item for a short rest, you have to like use the item. I think being paralyzed negates your ability to like practice with it.
Hmm.
It's like it describes things like, you know, practicing with a sword and things like that, like, and like, you know, investigating it for like any magic words written on it and stuff. I think being paralyzed would negate the ability to attune the items, but you can rest and heal and recover things like your body inspiration, song of rest, all that stuff. If you use hit dice, the party will still, I'll say, benefit from your song of rest. You know, maybe just your aura around you.
Quick question: do I need to use hit points to gain the Song of Rest? Because Seeker has no hit points, hit dice. He has no left.
I believe you have to spend hit dice as well as
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself
sure, before or after the rest.
before.
Cool. Just checking the rule for Song of Rest.
And I think I'm gonna cast it again.
Yeah, you have to spend hit dice to
Oh, good.
regain it. Ironically, the
just-
bard doesn't have to spend hit dice. They just don't gain the benefit, but they can do it even if the bard spends no hit dice in the rest, then everyone else can still get a Song of Rest.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, he gains nothing from a short rest, so no need to change anything.
Cool. Esmeralda's looking healthy as fuck. She's fine. Stella is fine. So your NPC allies will do nothing. If you guys are taking a short rest, though, don't rest it just yet. I've got to roll to see what happens over the course of all this
Strahd comes in
time.
while 2 party members are paralyzed.
Cool. Something happens within
The fire is actually fire
40
elemental.
minutes.
So, Rob, can I hear you? Just double checking.
I
Nope,
can't hear
I can't hear Rob as well.
Can't hear
I
Rob.
can't hear. Oh.
How about now?
Yeah.
I think I accidentally muted my headphones.
That's the good shit.
Yeah.
Righty, so, about 40 minutes into your long, drawn-out short rest with Callan and Seeker unmoving on the floor, you hear a roll of thunder from that ever-going thunderstorm that like parades itself around Castle Ravenloft. And as that happens, through a crack in the ceiling, a flurry of bats swarms the room, and I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Sweet.
Oh no.
Let me get Stella's.
Watch me get
stats.
a nat
Just,
20.
just one swarm of bats. Just
It's several swarms of bats.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's fine.
Still got the fastest reactions, even though you can't fucking move.
I accidentally rolled for buttons. That's Stella. It's not buttons. It's Stella, but that's fine. I know who buttons is.
But wait, can the cat do anything in this?
Okay. That is fine. Marvelous. Alrighty. I need to get some swarm of bats. Hang on, let's get some bats. There they are. Yeah. And bing, 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 bing. Let's roll these boyos. Delicious swarms of bats. You guys love swarms of bats, right? Really fun. Been a while since you used swarm of bats. They've still got the always roll advantage and not advantage toggle on. On you.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Ooh, thank you,
Oh,
bats.
going first as well.
What a way to
How many
go.
slips?
So I rolled for 5 swarms of bats. Beautiful. Has anyone...
How are they
rolled initiative?
getting in?
There's like a crack like in the ceiling. They're like a small little like narrow crack, and you just hear like the whistle of wind. They've like descended down from there. It's so small you didn't even really like think to like blockade it up. Some of them probably come down through the chimney flue as well, which is not fully blocked up by the fire because there's still, you know, although the door is closed, the fire itself has been pushed to one side. So they are going to be storming the room kind of more from the easterly direction. So all of my conscious party members, they can put themselves wherever they think they would be in the moment.
You're conscious.
Cal and Seeker were put there by Max, so unfortunately you guys are stuck by those bookshelves.
Would he have put us on the sofas to be a bit more rested?
yeah. I'll probably put you guys.
I don't think it'll change much, but
Sure.
I think it
Just-
makes sense.
Roughly.
There you go.
Yeah. Probably just yeah.
Esmeralda
Cool.
will have stayed herself near the scythe door because that is a door that she was fully aware could open away from. And she probably would have told Stella to listen at the north door, so Stella will be on the far side of the room. Probably just behind some kind of makeshift barricade that she had established. Like a small chair that wasn't being used by the party. Or such. But top of the round, the swarms of bats are going to be the first to act. And they are bats on a mission, I'll tell you that now. As they come swooping in. Check the movement speed. Cool, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. Alrighty, so the bats, they come flying in down the chimney and things. Max, you're going to get a chance to polearm strike one of these bats as it flies towards you.
Where is my
You may just want to adjust the initiative list, just because of Callan being above and then.
There you go.
two-handed?
Alright, a 12 on a swarm of bats will just hit. And
Yay.
two-handed, Max, for 7 damage.
Yep.
Beautiful. You crack into that one. It does not appear bloody just yet, but these bats, they fly in, almost fully aware of what's going on, and they seek out the 2 paralyzed members of your party, and they both set themselves upon them. 3 seek out Seeker, and 2 seek out Callan. And they all attack with advantage. So Callan, you first.
And crit if they hit.
Does a 16 or a 14 hit Callan?
Both miss, I think.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Seeker.
Miss. Hit. Shit. And hit. Jesus.
Oh.
So Seeker, you're going to take 11 from the second. I'm going to roll an additional d6. So that's going to be a total of 21 damage from the bats. They begin biting and piercing you. And you're like paralyzed. You're still in like conscious and very much aware, but you just can't stop these things. They just swarm your body all over. But that is the bat's first turn. Callan, unfortunately, you're paralyzed. There is nothing you can do. This paralyzing effect has not yet worn off. Max, there are 5 swarms of bats in this room, beseeching your friends.
All right, I'm gonna attack the swarm of bats that I've hit before.
Go for it. That's the one just to your southeast, so still within your reach easily.
This one here.
Yep.
Oh. So 3 times. 1. 3.
Perfect. So the 14 will hit, and you'll see that like you take out almost all of this entire swarm in one fell swoop, sending like wings and like bits of like body parts flying asunder. And with the 15, the second strike you slash up, and it's actually enough to dismantle this this swarm completely.
And then the last attack. Guess I'm gonna.
Let me see.
Or,
I
like,
see
move
3 plus 7. Actually, sorry, that's my bad. You would need all 3 because they're resistant to your bludgeoning damage. So, but you do
Oh,
get
okay.
your Great Weapon Master bonus action strike. Because there's so many of them, you can only hack through like so many at a time because they're resistant to bludgeoning
Yeah,
damage.
they're
and
gonna
slash
move here.
damage.
It's piercing, but I assume that's the same.
I think it's all 3 types. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. So move here. Then I'm gonna.
Bang! Yeah, for another 3 points of piercing damage, you stab one of these bats out of the sky as it's trying to coalesce, and they kind of like see you now as a more valid threat for this strike team. Anything else, Max?
No, that's it.
Alrighty, Esmeralda's turn. Esmeralda's going to turn, see the 2 swarms of bats next to her. She's not going to want to waste any spells on these, so she will just. She's going to go for the old-fashioned stabby stab stab stab. She's done her well so far. And looks like it will continue to do so. She hits all the time. So she will get, that is 6 plus 5 for 11 plus 4 for 15. Yeah, so she begins like hacking through one of these swarms, reducing it to like half of its like, you know, strength. You see like, you know, a lot of the bats like falling on the ground asunder. She's like hacking through and she'll go like, Irina, Stella, we need to help Callan and Seeker. They're unable to defend themselves. Try to get them in some sort of cover if you can. But she'll just continue hacking away as best she can. Seeker, unfortunately, you cannot do anything. Irina / Lux, it is your turn.
They look like they've got it. I'm just gonna sit on the sofa.
Perfect. Lux has nothing.
Deluxe, help us.
Stella will move forward 5, 10, 15, 20, and she will use her action to grapple Callan. I think, Callan, you're paralyzed, so I don't think you should really have any ability to resist this, so I'm going to say you don't.
I'm incapacitated, so the grapple will automatically succeed. Yeah.
So she will drag you back just out of the reach of one of these swarms, desperately trying to get you clear. But, you know, she's only a young girl. She's not very strong. She does what she can. It is then the bat's turn, of which there are only 2 swarms on Callan and 2 swarms, thank you, on Seeker. They are going to continue to focus on the targets that they have incapacitated and paralyzed, because that is the entire purpose of their being. So first 2 on Callan, coming inbound. And both of Callan's are not injured at all. I think the second will hit Callan. Just take that extra... What's this? 2d4, not a d6. That is on my bad. So Seeker, if you want to give yourself back 1 hit point, because I actually rolled higher than I should have done. And Callan, if you want to take an extra 6 on top of that 7, so a total of 13 for you. And then Seeker, the other 2 swarms are going to go for you again.
Miss.
19 and a 21.
And hit.
And that is going to be an additional... So that's at 11 points of piercing damage on the second strike, Seeker, against you. As they begin just gnawing and biting at you and ripping at your flesh. Same with you, Callan. It's horrible. It's agonizing. Like it's like sleep paralysis. You can't stop it. They're just tearing and tearing and tearing. You can't even get them off. Like you're just stuck there, wide awake, as your body is being like ripped from like around you. Your flesh being torn from bone.
I want to use my reaction on the bat that attacks Seeker.
Sure. I
As
would
a-
assume you'd
as-
use it on the
as
first
sensitive.
one, or do you have to use it? Okay, you can declare it after it hits.
Sure. Let me just check.
Because is it when it makes an attack, or is it when it hits? Whatever it says there.
Let's see what it says.
It's when it makes his attack.
Yeah, is it Sentinel?
Yes.
Oh,
So
like a
it's when it
sentinel attack?
attacks.
Yeah, of course. Cool. I thought you were talking about like imposing disadvantage. You're like hill jam when you can make them reroll.
So I want to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
so you
the,
can.
the attack happens, and then you go for it in retribution. But in theory, you could wait for the other one to attack, and then.
Perfect. So you can attack the one that you've already injured, Max. So you can attack the up one
Yeah.
instead.
I'm gonna attack the one that was injured already.
Perfect. So it's 5 pounds of piercing damage to that one. And it's still quite a strong looking swarm, but you're definitely whittling them down slowly but surely. Max, it is then your turn.
I'm gonna keep hacking this down.
Go for it. Alrighty, that's number 5. 4 and 5, so that's gonna be 9, and then another 4. Oof, Max, this swarm is just holding on. There's only one bat left in it, just still like harassing Seeker on the ground.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Fucking hell.
Ooh, pizza.
I'm gonna use my bonus action. And I use my butt
Beautiful.
weapon.
Go for it.
It should be a plus. Whatever the hit is a +2 on that one.
And the damage +2 as well, right?
Yeah, so 20.
That will
so-
be
yeah.
enough. With 1 hit point left, you smack this thing out of the sky and it just like falls to the ground. Dead.
Oh, almost there. Yeah, it's gonna move, I guess. That's it,
Alrighty.
and my turn.
Esmeralda is going to go to town on this one. The one that missed Seeker. Wow. Double wow. Triple wow. Okay.
You
Esmeralda
you
misses.
cursed it last time.
Yeah. Lux.
Checks my
Slash
nails. And
Yep,
then leaves. And
Alright.
I need a short rest.
Arena does nothing to get a short rest in. Stella is going to continue to drag Cal this time. She can drag him a little bit further. She don't have to move as far. She can move 5, 10, 15. She drags him down here and she'll say, Irina, please do something. Help us. And then she will dash 5, 10, 15. And she'll actually put Callum behind Irina Lux and use Irina Lux as a human shield. The bats, however, don't really care. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then they will both attack Callan again, because they can keep closing his distance, unfortunately. An 18 and 22, Callan?
18 misses, 22 hits.
Alrighty, then just take the 2 and 2 on top of that, so it's going to be a total of 8.
Cool.
And the last one on Seeker is at half health, so it will be doing this at half damage.
I am now blooded.
Beautiful.
Seeker is critical as fuck. Miss.
Seeker and 18 will miss, I believe. Beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't do anything this way. Callan is unfortunately unable to move. Yeah, go for it. Make your reaction attack. Go for it.
attack, so-
4 damage. You punch her into this thing. There's still a few bats flying around. About 3 of them left. Still standing. Or still flying, I should say. But it is now your turn, Max.
Some good hits.
The first strike strikes through. And the rest of the swarm crumbles and falls dead on the ground. There are 2 swarms left on the other side of Arena. Or on the other side of Esmeralda, sorry.
And then I'm gonna. Oh, second. I'm gonna move there. And then,
That
yes,
is
I
on a
guess I'm gonna
bookshelf.
attack- Actually, no, I'm gonna attack this one. With the other 2 attacks.
Sure, that unfortunately you're on a bookshelf at the minute, so it would be quite difficult to do that.
Oh, oh shit! This is.
Stella's like backed up in the little corner. Oh. Plunges in the darkness.
I guess I'll go here. Then, oh wait. I'm just gonna go here. Fuck it. I do gonna attack this guy. Here.
Beautiful.
The rest of the attacks.
You like vault over the advanced seekers like paralyzed on, and you make the second 2 attacks. For that is going to be a 4 and a 5. So that one is now. Let me see. It's 9.
That is my bonus action.
Yeah, you can use bonus action as well.
Because I killed the other one.
Yep. A 13 will hit for number 7. Beautiful. That one is now bloodied. As you begin like cutting the swarm up through the air. Yasmin will turn. She'll join you in that one you've already injured, and she will do her usual fare. Hitting twice for a total of, wow, good roll on the rapier. This will be 6 plus 3 for 9. So with that, she's able to fell that of her swarm. And then Lux, it's your turn. Anything you're doing, Arena Lux?
Oh, hard day at work. And then the end.
Lux, do something.
Cool.
Friends come defend themselves.
Stella is going to take out the spear that she was given, and she's going to try to stab this bat. She hits.
Oh,
2 piercing
nice.
damage. She like skewers one out of the air like a fucking
Shish kebab.
yeah, literally like, and she's like, I got one. Look, Max, I got one. Like kind of like getting tied up in the heat of the moment. And as soon as she does, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It just begins immediately. Oh, I don't know what to do. Like so in the heat of the moment, right up until she sees what she's done.
So like flicking the butt of the spear, like.
Not even that. She probably just drops the spear on the ground. She's like, oh, I shouldn't have. But they'll attack. And she just like begins to be mumbling to herself. The bat's final turn. They're gonna go for Callan one more time. They're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, all night. It's time for dancing.
One last time.
Oh, and I'm not in distance of him.
11 damage to Callan. And that will be their turn. Max! You can easily sidestep the lazy Lux and get around to the bats with your movement speed.
Jump over the sofa here and then attack this rat.
Go for it.
Where is it?
All 3 will hit for 6, 11, and then 18. They're still alive, Max, just. There's about 2 bats floating around still in the air.
Cool. That is my bonus action. That's 8 damage.
You bring the pull number on, you like twat these things across and like smack one into the other, kind of like in bowling when you hit the 7 and like 10. Like, bing! Like across the thing, and it just like hits the wall, stunned. Falls to the ground, and you just like doof, and the room falls silent.
Max fucking cleared the room, bro. Max cleared the room.
We are out of initiative.
Where does bats come from?
Some of them came from the chimney. Maybe we should get that fire going a bit hotter. It looks like some of the stonework's fallen on the way there as well. Noticed it before. And you see she points towards like a small like crack in the wall. It must lead towards like the Heart of Sorrow tower, where the bats managed to like just fly through.
How big is the crack? It's like a big crack on them.
Tiny creatures can squeeze through it, but you know, like you block it up with like, it's like high up. It's like about 7-8 foot up off of the ground. But if you had like, you know, like if you balled up the rug in this room, you could probably shove the rug in the hole or something and try to like, you know, block it up that way.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe like try to block the hole. But at first I'm gonna go to Stella. I was like, Stella, well done. Very brave of you. Very brave, young one. And then I'm gonna grab something, maybe carpet or whatever, and then I'm just gonna block the hole.
Yeah, you see Max Stella's not crying. She's kind of like standing there. She's like shaking, and she's like, "Yeah, it had to be done." Oh, and she like looks at Seeker. She's like, "Is he okay? He's bleeding a lot."
Seeker's like heavily bleeding out, almost critical, like heavy critical looking.
Max gonna look at Lux. It's like, why didn't you help us? We just stood there doing nothing. What's wrong with you, Lux?
I'm gonna walk up to Max and slap. Oh, will slapping disturb my short rest?
It depends on do damage.
I don't want to do damage. Just want to slap him.
No, you can just lightly play slap him. It's not going to strip.
I don't want to lightly play slap him though. I want to really like.
Sure, Lux, you're not in danger. You can
Sure.
exude a small slap on Max if you want to attempt that.
I'm gonna point my finger at him. Irina, not Lax. Irina. And then I'm gonna
That's
sit
where you
back
are.
down. Sitting back down.
All right. Another 20 minutes goes by, and Lux completes a short rest, as does Callan and Seeker, if they so wish to do so. Although they were being attacked, they were
Can't do anything.
You can roll hit dice if you have any left.
Nope, none left.
All right.
I've got 2.
Quick question.
You're still
I know-
paralyzed.
Would he
Still
be able,
paralyzed.
After an hour, still paralyzed.
would he be able to use quickened healing? Wait, I know it's an it's an action. Never mind. Sorry.
You can't use actions or reactions, unfortunately.
Yeah, my bad.
Esmeralda, they're still paralyzed. What do you think this is?
I don't know. I didn't see what happened to them. They're just stuck. Maybe they've been petrified,
Is it-
but they're not made of stone.
Is there anything we can do to help them?
If they haven't roused in an hour, Max, I think the best we can do is wait. It could take hours for them to come around. I don't know what to say. Unless we have a magical way of removing the effect, they could be stuck like this for hours.
Oh my god.
I wish we were around a real life table now, so we could all just turn and look.
No, I can't wait. Where is he on?
I'm gonna be a divine soul sorcerer and only heal myself.
No, he's under me. He's under me.
Oh, if only we could have someone who could heal them. The party.
Look,
Looks at Lux.
I was hoping it was gonna wear off after an hour, so I thought I had to spend my only second level spell slot.
Lux, if anything happens to them, they're very vulnerable. You need to heal them, Lux. Sorry,
Fine.
Irina.
Fine. I'll use my last second level spell slot.
Come on,
Second
Lux.
spell
Help them.
We'll go down to Callan. And
Yep.
oh fuck.
You cast
I'm not I'm casting lesser restoration.
Cool. What's restoration do? Beautiful. Callan is no longer paralyzed.
He's gonna take a deep breath in, look straight to Irina Lux, and be like, "You just laid there while we got the shit pecked out of us. You could have done that, and how long has it even been? I've never felt time pass like that before.
And how?
And now you left it.
I was
What about-
really hoping you'd be fine in an hour because I need all my arcanes for when we fight you know who.
Well, it may have come to the point where you're fighting you know who without me and Seeker if you keep going on like that. Go heal him as well.
Oh, I can't do that. I got this. I guess I could up pass.
Get up, pass, yeah.
Come on, Lux. You gotta help them. Stop being so selfish.
God, I have no spell slots. Okay, I'll cast lesser restoration and third level.
Seeker is no longer paralyzed. I will tell you now, because that's been evaded. That paralyzed lasts 4 hours. No saves. It just lasts 4 hours.
Bloody hell.
Every 10 minutes I roll for an encounter. So, you know, that could have gone really fucking bad or really fucking fast. In that 1 hour short resting, I rolled 3 17s, which were like 1 below what I needed to roll for random encounter. I rolled 118, and I got the easiest fucking encounter in Ravenloft.
Oh god. But, Seeker would like anybody got a potion or healing? He just like says he's We can't say hit points in character. I'll stick to that.
Just say you're bloodied or whatever.
Oh, he's critical.
I've got my last potion of greater healing left, Seeker, but that's all I have, unfortunately.
I can heal myself, but it eats a lot of inner resources.
And I think we need to potentially consider another fork in the road here. Do we feel like we would be strong enough to face Strahd now?
No.
Because I, for
No.
one, am losing confidence in myself, in this little team that we've managed to put together. And I feel that without a full rest, we are fucked.
We try to leave the castle, get back to the wagon, get away, and rest up and come back again, but hopefully
Maybe
it won't give them time to recover as well.
I don't think Strahd will let us just leave.
And I could create a hut for us. We could move this table out of the way and stay in there. But if Strahd does come along, it'll keep us safe from bats and crawling hands and other smaller things. But if Strahd comes along, he can just dispel that, and that's it. We're sitting ducks.
Speak of crawling, there's another room in the back, full of spiderwebs. Max tells me about the room.
I didn't make it that far, Max. I opened a box, coughed, and then was paralyzed for an hour.
Oh, so that's why I put you.
Getting scratched at by bats while only Stella was able to help me. Looks over at Irina, looks.
Excuse me.
Secretly, maybe we could go to a more defensible position for rest, like the transit room. I'm not sure to refer to it. I'll ping on the map. This one. One exit, one entrance.
Ping it again?
This one over here.
That would be 2 entrances and exits.
Two entrances.
Seeker.
Wait,
Doors are
is
not one way, unfortunately.
I mean, like one, or sorry,
one
like two. Sorry,
that one.
2 doors, like 2 places, 2 things to barricade. There.
Do you know what? It's a good place to rest. Do you remember that bedroom?
I mean, what about back there? Esmeralda will point to behind the fireplace.
This one says there is another room in the back. We should check it out first.
Can we close the door into this room from there?
Perhaps not. I'm not sure. The poker was the thing that opened the door.
We could always mage hand it to put it back, to close it.
That's actually a very good idea. We could stand on the far side, use mage hand to place the poker back in, and we could even take the sconce off, the torch out of the sconce to seal the other room. How I feel about going back in that room after it almost gassed me to death? Mixed emotions. I'm not going to lie.
If we do that, though, how are we going to reset the poker? We're going to be stuck there. We're not going to be able to come back this way.
There are. Oh no, I wouldn't know that. Seeker knows that, and Max knows that about the doors on the far side.
Yeah.
Wait, which doors?
On the far side of the second secret room.
This one.
The one that I'm
The
pinging.
secret tunnel.
Oh wait. Sorry. I thought Count saw that too. There are doors in the other room with spider webs.
Actually, I would say sorry. Secret Count, you be aware. I mean, Esmeralda doesn't know this, but in that room, where the door shifted, there's a simple locking mechanism that you can just lift, and that you believe it may operate the door. You can see the chain that feeds back for the poker.
Cool.
You try to manually
Gotcha.
override it from inside, but it
Cool.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
impenetrable from the outside. Someone else could lift the poker and it would just open.
Yeah.
So someone knows the door's there, might be an issue. They might not.
I think someone might. Okay, so we can go to that room and have 2 sealed doors, one of which is certainly able to be opened from outside the room, the other it's unclear. And we can attempt to have a longer rest. I think that if we are going to attempt this, we need to be, conversely to logic, as strong as possible to actually make it through the night. We
Yes.
shouldn't wait until we're on death's door, looks over at Seeker, any more than we already are.
Seeker, as that's happening, he would use. If do we allow the features from Tasha?
Yeah.
Yep.
He would use quickened healing on himself twice. So spend 4 key points, roll 2d8s plus his prof mod,
Sure.
and
go for it.
regain that much hit points.
Go for it.
So 2d8s.
That's like a bonus action to do, or an action.
An action.
All right.
1d8. So 12 plus 8, 20 hit points.
Perfect.
So what do you say then? Do we move into that room and attempt a long rest?
I think it's for the best.
Sounds good to me.
This might be the only chance we have.
He would also
I
probably.
agree.
Yeah, he's going to use 2 more points to regain 1 more d8 plus 4.
Sure. Go for it.
5 plus 9.
Lower than yours. Burn your key.
Burn your key points.
I mean, he has still a decent amount left.
I mean, you just burned. You said it was it 4 each or 2 each?
No, he burned 6, so he's 5 left.
Yeah. That's fine.
More than half key burned, just to be standing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's better
Smiling
than
DM noises.
he was on 1 hit point out of character.
Oh, wow.
Oh lord.
You got knocked up by bats?
Mhm.
Imagine that.
You did.
Oh, this reminds me, the server discussion the roleplay, that was fucking hilarious.
Alright, so you're all going to squeeze in to this small cramped space and try to rest?
Mhm.
Cool.
Are we casting Mage Health?
So if I did try to cast Tiny Hut, would it just morph to the within the vicinity of the room?
I believe it spills out, doesn't it? It still fills. It doesn't like. It's not like restricted by full cover, is it? What is the spell? It just says it makes a 10-foot.
Dome.
It does, but I think the normal line of effect things do apply. You know, like if you cast Fireball in a corridor,
It does not penetrate walls.
So would that mean we have to go to the spider room to do it?
No, it
or
would
it'd
just be a reduced
an
area,
oblong.
constrained by the confines of the room. Because you're in a 10-foot radius room anyway, as long as Callum was bang in the middle, you could still all squeeze in here just about.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because there's only 6 of you. You can fit like 8 people comfortably, so you could like that's it. You can fit 6 and no more.
Cool. Yeah, I'll spend 10 minutes to ritual cast that.
Certainly.
Short rest is
Actually, should I spend 10 minutes to ritual cast it, or should I just cast it and use a 4th level slot?
You just
It's a
roll
full
for us,
level
anything else?
spell. Jesus.
I mean, if you're already.
No, it's a 3rd level spell. I've used all my 3rds. I've got 2 4ths, 2 5ths, and a 6th left.
I mean, if you're long resting, on one hand, we are regaining the slot's potential. Anyways, on the other hand, does 10 minutes really matter?
Might need him to fight. 10 minutes could vary better. But I'll tell you what, yeah, I'm going to ritual cast it.
Cool. Spend 10 minutes. And just before the dome pops up, Callum, you hear something coming as the dome shimmers into existence.
I'm going to cast message and tell it to get fucked.
Sure. You don't see what it is because all the walls are closed. But sure.
The message fails, but I still feel good about myself.
Exactly. Alright, you're all like tucked into this little small, cramped little space as you all begin to settle down as quickly as possible to try to get the benefits of a long rest in this nightmare of a castle. And I guess what is perhaps an apt question is, are you taking a watch at all?
I think that's a reasonable.
Oh yes.
Just asking. You're in a safety of a nice tiny hut. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just all sleep, and then we can have a bit of a drink in the morning. You know, get ourselves bevied up.
Not to rain on a parade, but Max can't take long rests, can he?
He
Was that just for
couldn't
one
benefit from the
campaign?
last one because of the spell that was cast.
He's fine. He can benefit from this one now. Unless Strahd cast Dream again. That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
I will say, just as a note, guys, it's midday. You guys aren't really
Is
in
it
the
only
realm
midday?
of short. It's only midday. You arrived at Ravenloft at 11:25 a.m.
Oh, it's been.
So
Wait,
probably
all
like-
of this has been 35
Yeah,
minutes.
half an
So
hour.
probably- So let's be generous. It's been like about 2 hours, let's say. So it's 2 o'clock. You've been awake
Wait, wait,
for. You've been
So
awake
we've
from
had-
7 a.m. So it's been like.
That's been fucking.
We've
Wait,
had
wait,
at
wait.
least 2 short rests here
Yeah.
anyway.
So 3 hours then. 3 p.m. It's been 6 hours since your last long rest.
That's reasonable adventuring life.
I mean, we had like loads of combats as well.
You've
Oh,
had
yeah,
loads of like short bursts of combat. Remember, combat takes like 30 seconds to a minute sometimes. That
know,
last
but it
combat
just-
took like 12 seconds.
It just feels like.
It feels a lot longer.
Yeah, I think there was like times when we've been like, oh yeah, you know, you'll spend sort of 5 or 10 minutes looking for a secret door, and I thought those were adding up, but clearly not as much as I was thinking.
If I'm generous, let's say it's like 4 p.m. I mean, that's as generous as I can be, considering that would say you've been in Ravenloft for 4.5 hours. That is probably as generous as I could be as a DM for like roughly what you guys have been like coming up against and
Understandable.
things.
Have a nice day.
Right, okay. So that might
Traditionally,
have
you can't
changed
benefit
our
from
plan.
more than one long rest in a 24-hour period, but you could like keep casting Tiny Hut and like for because you guys slept quite late the night before. You guys like slept late to get up. You guys woke up at 7 a.m. Back in Vallaki. Whenever you left. So that means you guys slept at
Yeah.
like 11 p.m. So if you took 8 hours now, that would take you to 10. So you could take like 8 consecutive short rests if you'd like just chilling out, and then another short rest, and then recast Hut again, and then that's your 8 hours of long rest. But it's like 17 hours. Like you got
What?
that's it. It's not been that long. Like that's the
Quick question.
problem.
If we did 17 hours straight, he wouldn't be able to finish on his fucking Tome of Wisdom.
Could do. Like
Um,
it is a completely valid choice. The hut might protect you the whole way through.
So what's a worse idea than doing a long rest in the middle of a dungeon? Doing 2 consecutive long rests. Yeah, no. So we'd probably just. At what point would we realise about the time in character?
I would say you'd know before you decided to sell down. That's just me checking back my notes. I was like, it doesn't seem like it's been here that long.
Right. So, okay. Probably retcon everything since we were discussing what do we do next. Back in the library room.
I mean, I'm a bit beat, but I'm not tired.
Like
so I don't
you guys
think
are
we can long rest
exhausted,
yet.
but you're not tired. Like that's the problem. It's like trying to force yourself to sleep. Like when you're not sleepy. Like you
Like-
just lie there bolt awake.
I'm
Get a
really
cat nap in, but unfortunately, yeah, the benefits of a long rest are going to take a lot longer to gain.
maybe we should just
have a long rest, man. Okay.
push on for a bit more.
Yes.
Who of
let's-
us is healthy? Maybe that's a better ask. I'm quite all right. I'm maybe not as well prepared on my spells as I could be, but I'm fine. I'm
is
fine
this
as
the
well. Buttons is fine too.
I will just say this now. Lux looks in pristine condition.
Myself and
surprised.
Lux could scout out at least this
Punch
webby
Lux.
corridor and see if we can see anything. Maybe Max as well if he's up for it. But I'm
Yeah, well,
Esmeralda looks more than healthy. Like she's not even a
And I-
scratch on her.
And I still have 8 hit dice left
Max
as
is
well.
Max is very healthy.
We could leave Callan and Seeker and maybe Stella here in the dome. We'll stay close by, investigate the next room, and just see, as opposed to all sitting here like ducks. If we need to rest, that is.
How
I would
low?
Prefer a rest.
It looks more bloodied out, Callan and Seeker.
Seeker.
I think Seeker does,
Seeker
yeah.
is borderline-
Callan's blood, like he's not actively bleeding anymore. It's just started to sort of close up.
Seeker is borderline critical at the moment, I think. Wait, critical is one further down, or
It's
wait,
15%.
15%.
That's for Seeker.
that's
Okay.
too much of a muff for me, but yeah, I think he's.
Okay, so Seeker get
And
additional 9
this
hit
is-
points.
Thank you.
This is for Callan.
And Callan gets 12. Nice. Or we can just move and take it slow. I mean, maybe it's in our best interest to just seek out the devil sooner rather than later, or to try to flee this place entirely and come back another day.
No,
We
I
know this
think
place
that
is
It's too late
dangerous.
to go back.
If
We
we're
cannot go
going
back.
to if we're going to stay in here, we need to go find him. And from what Stella said, we need to go down that through that door in the corner and down the stairs to try to find him.
I
How about
have-
this room next door?
We could try to take our time, move slowly, and maybe if we spend enough time, just keep moving, don't stay still. Maybe his minions will struggle to keep track of us. If we can do that long enough until we get tired, it'll only take us another... We've already been here nearly 5 hours. If we can do that for another 8 or so, it'll be difficult. But if we can just keep moving, maybe we can keep our distance and find a way.
I will say, even if we could leave, I feel like Strahd wouldn't make it easy for us to get back inside again.
I don't think he would even let us leave. If you recall what happened when we had the run-in with his illusion when we first got here and all the doors slamming, I think that we potentially are trapped here. And he just wants to toy with us. We've killed his simulacrum. We've explored a portion of this place. I don't even know how much of this place we've even explored. It could be a third, it could be 3/4. I just don't know.
You
Nothing
guys would
makes
also
sense in here
remember, by the
anymore.
way, whenever all the lights went out and the doors closed, you heard the unmistakable noise of the portcullis slamming shut and the drawbridge being raised. So that is no longer a viable exit route, unless you're going to find a way to open it yourself. But you recall, you went into the gatehouses, you couldn't see the mechanism. It was like empty in there, I believe, off the top of my head.
Just to remind me, since you know what spell he used, does the fake him know anything that the fake him knows?
I think when Callan did the Arcana check, he knew the spell.
Yeah, you'd be aware it wouldn't. It's not like Find Familiar. It doesn't like have a telepathic link with
Yeah.
him, but like Strahd could very easily scry on his own simulacrum, especially if he knew it was doing something like attacking you guys. But you know, whether he was doing that or not, you don't have true sight. You don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of scrying, Max has that. He could always see what Strahd's up to right now.
Yeah, he could actually.
It might be good to use that, actually.
We should use it.
Yeah, I mean,
Do it.
I think it's an action, isn't it, Max, to use your special scrying? You've got 3 of them.
I think so. Where's the? Yeah, I'm gonna use this cry spell.
Perfect.
Find out where Strahd is.
As you're all sitting in this like confined space, like just trying to rest up as best you can, and this is probably where like people like at this point, like, you know, Max and stuff can consider this as like, you know, bordering on the start of a short rest kind of thing. If you guys want to stick it out here longer, scrying lasts for up to 10 minutes, I believe. Just gonna double check the spell because he still makes a save. It's not an automatic success. So you can cast it as an action, Max, but it can last up to 10 minutes. So you have met the target. I would say you're not familiar with Strahd. You do not know him well. If you have a likeness or picture of him, or a possession or garment, you can make him struggle even more so to succeed. Or a body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like. I don't think you have any of his body parts, per se.
Hey,
have these
Irina, can you do a little shifty?
Wait, does that work?
I'm
One of you
sorry,
guys
my magic
has,
doesn't work like that.
One of you guys actually, I mean, like, if you want to go better than likeness, it's not very... You guys aren't, like, don't have to be fucking rocket science. Escher had jewelry on him that was probably gifted to him by Strahd.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
a ring.
You
I
ring
have
and
the
a
ring
necklace.
in his pocket.
Oh yeah.
Something like that
don't-
would be a great way to
Yeah,
make it.
I'll give that to Max.
Don't forget,
Okay.
we have the Tome of Strahd as well.
You do have that as well. That would be also very, very handy.
His actual tome, you know.
That would
I'll
also
take it
work.
as well.
So that would give him a
Okay.
-4 to his wisdom saving throw. So Max, does the dark power you have, did it set you a DC off the top of your head? Do you remember?
Don't know. I don't think so. Because I don't have my features. It's, it's not like.
That's fine. Just checking to see what one you took. Nope, not that one. Oh, there's so many fucking dark gifts. It's a nightmare, honestly. It was X33D. You were in. There she is. Scrying spell. It does not say the DC, however. It just says you can cast a scrying spell as an action.
Would it potentially use a created spellcasting modifier of the character?
Just
So, like, if I
checking.
had it, it'd use my charisma, but probably weren't anticipating the fighter doing it.
Well, it doesn't say that, like, they have to have a spell. They don't need the ability to cast a spell or anything like that,
Yeah.
like, to get it. Very interesting, actually. Let me see, there's a small brief about dark gifts, but I'm just thinking if it mentions anything about DCs for spells. It doesn't actually seem to. I am going to say, because Max is the representative, the chosen of Dalvalnar, although this is not Dalvalnar's gift, this is the gift of our lovely, lovely friend, the Star of Secrets. Let me see here. Sure, I'll say it's going to be a... What's your strongest skill, Max? Is it strength?
It is. I think it's Constitution actually. It's Strength Constitution, really.
Okay, sure. That plus your proficiency bonus plus 8. That's going to be the DC. And then plus 4 because you have the Tome of Strahd. So what's that total?
So we have +4. Let's see, so proficiency plus. So,
So,
+4 plus 4
8 plus 5 plus 4. So is your constitution plus 4 or plus 5?
plus 4.
So 12, 16, 20.
DC 20.
Ah!
Cast it, Strahd. Your mind wavers and you see like a crackle of thunder, a burst of lightning, the mist kind of like blocking your vision. A swarm of bats rushes from you, and you open your eyes and you're back in the room.
He's too powerful.
Maybe.
I couldn't reach him.
Maybe
Again?
again?
Is this
I can only cast it 2 more times.
Is this including like -4 and stuff like that?
I believe so, that's calculated in you.
Also, because you'll be. Would it be plus? So it'd be the 10 plus 4 plus 4. That's 18 plus.
Well, it's 8. It's
It's
8
8.
plus your it's 8 plus your strength shaft con mod, which is plus 5, so that's 13.
Plus 4.
Plus 4,
Plus 4.
17. Plus your proficiency bonus. So that's 20 or 21, depending on what your proficiency bonus is. I think it's only 20.
Yeah, it's so our proficiency bonus is 4, but his strength and con are only 4.
Okay, so yeah, so it's 20 total. It could be 21 if you had one of those at 5.
Should I check one more time?
It's up to you, Max. You made a great sacrifice to get this gift. I'd hate for it to be wasted if there's something stopping it from happening.
I think I'm gonna try one more time.
Perfect.
I'll try one more time.
Cast it again. Max, your eyes close and you feel the mist battering you again, that roll of thunder. And this time as the bats come, you kind of like, your mind dodges aside and you break through that barrier and you see the mist roll back and you feel clarity. You don't know where you are. Somewhere in the castle, it feels deep under the ground. And you see a tomb resting in hushed silence. You kind of like almost the sensor comes down a stairwell and you see a flash of lightning illuminating some like large stained glass windows on the far side, and kind of like legs crossed back towards you, kind of like you see this like form, this long black cape pooling around his like haunches as he stands up and like looks around a second. Doesn't see, and he like looks right at the sensor, but then doesn't seem to clock it. He pauses again. You see, Max, on the left and right side of this chamber, 2 large sarcophagi, regal in stance. And you see this vaulted ceiling overhead, this beautiful gold mosaic flickering across you as these 2 white marble slabs kind of loom. He walks towards one of them and runs his hands along it, and pauses, and looks back out to the storm through the stained glass. If you are watching me after that so trivial attempt the first time, consider this invitation. You're good at rejecting and ignoring those. Or die in the upper vaults of this castle to something small, like a bat. But if you're not listening, maybe I'm finally going crazy. He walks over to the window. He clasps his hands behind his back. He takes a deep breath. He just begins to hum, ever so faintly to himself, a tune that probably best fit on an organ's keys. And after the first one failed, unfortunately, he is aware that someone attempted to do something to him, although it did fail, so he was partially aware. But you know, he's somewhere in a crypt under the castle. Looks like you can see the outside somehow.
Okay.
But it
I'll,
matches
I'll-
that reading Esmeralda gave, not Esmeralda, Madame Ava gave you a long time ago. Or so
What
it
does it say?
feels.
Yeah, I'll share that with the party. I think I saw.
Perfect.
Would I be able to tell
So-
if he's close? But no, you can. I can't tell if he's
You
close
can't
by.
tell
can I?
distance, I think.
You can't tell distance, unfortunately. You can just get a rough sense of like where he was in relation, like to the world around.
So he knew about the bats, which means he's watching us, which means we may as well just walk right up to him and say, "Hello, we're here."
True.
Because at the moment, he knows far more about us and our
Capable.
circumstances than than we do about his. So let's just go find him.
I agree.
Come on. Callan will dispel the hut. I'll just
Yep.
let it sort of action to
Fizzles
drop
down.
it. Actually, he's gonna walk out of it to dispel it.
Beautiful.
And head back and to shuffle around the fire here.
Yes. Yep. The fire still burns, although a little bit less bright now, so I gotta push up against the door. After like, the hour of like it being condensed, it's not like, getting good ventilation anymore from the flue. It is slowly burning out as the fuel is not being replenished as well.
Are we not gonna check this room next door? Max says.
Why? Why, Max? We already know from Stella that he's likely to have gone down this room. If we check every room along the way, then we're only
We
going to
will
find more
just
things to make us weaker.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
point
remember ever even knowing this was back here.
Okay.
Come on.
Just can move downstairs.
Lux will go through the Tome of Strahd.
Yep.
And he'll mention the final. Look, the final bit here. I now reside far below Ravenloft. I live among the dead and sleep beneath the very stones of this hollow castle of despair. I shall seal shut the walls of the stairs that none may disturb me. So, I'm assuming his entranceway to where he is probably hidden, or some sort of trigger mechanism.
It's a good spot,
Quite
Lux.
possibly.
Be very eagle-eyed. Maybe we might have found one of the ways down here. If it is walled up, these look like solid stone walls from a distance. Have you ever been to the crypts, Stella? No, just the upper areas and the ground floor. Unfortunately.
If it is walled off, it's unlikely to be walled off up here. Excuse me, just choking to death. I say we get closer and then look for secret doors, secret passageways.
Sounds good to me. He would also light his sun sword just as light sword as usual.
It's all making sense now because you said the Madame Ava told you would meet him at the father's tomb. So maybe we'll find Strahd's family's death place.
Maybe. That's there, and she points to the one northwest. There's a secret door that led out to the landing on the first floor, above the ground floor. So I guess it is relatively hard to find. But it did go deeper down. I didn't go any further down there. I was brought out there. I don't know. I've not seen it, unfortunately.
I agree with Fran. I think it's just down.
Also, while this is happening, or maybe no, I'll save the heroism for later.
Sure.
What is it? Remember, we can become more heroic thanks to your mentor, Prince Deluxe. Maybe
I don't
to
know
activate
what you mean.
before we enter.
We can cast. Is it once a day we can cast, or just one?
No, it's a one-time thing. It's
A
like a
one-time
potion of
cast for
heroism.
heroism.
Oh, okay, one time.
Slight retcon, because this map is fucking huge and I got something slightly mixed up. Stella would have actually told you about a slightly different stairwell she'd been down, because there are so many stairwells in this fucking map.
It's understandable.
You guys actually have partially seen it, very, very briefly. It's all the way up here. So to get
where?
to it, you have to go through this door in the north and then across.
Cool. So we'd probably do that, alright? Or wait, we were there already.
Yeah,
weren't
we do that.
So she would say she's not been down that spiral staircase that you guys would have found like otherwise. Because you would have, Ezreal at least would have checked the door. One of you would have checked it eventually. She wouldn't have said she wouldn't have no idea what's down that staircase. But she said the one there it'll lead you down. She says it will lead you down to the first floor, and then from there they went through a throne room, and then there was a normal stairway down, which sounds a lot like where you guys have been before. Just bear that in mind. Apologies. Too many fucking stairs on the northwestern side.
That's all right. Imagine not being able to spin 15,000 plates at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so we'd head up that way. In terms of a marching order, Callum will invite Irina to go first.
Seeker will go last because he can run up with his speed.
I'll be in the middle with Stella.
Esmeralda will take the torch unless anyone else would like to, and she's just going to put it in her bag.
Lux is
Good
just
idea.
gonna. Lux is gonna bang her staff and cast light on it.
I was about to say, Max gonna hold his staff up. Lux!
I ignore Maximilian.
Go.
Do you want me to arrange us in a marching order?
It's fine. I can interrupt it. So just to clarify, you guys are going to head north out of the study and then head west along the route that Stella has been before, or do you want to go down the northwestern stair she has not yet been?
I think he's gonna go
Go,
where
go down the ones that Stella's gone.
Perfect. Then I'm just going to group you all up. I'll just copy and paste you down because you guys didn't cover anything, but I will do a quick roll to see. Fine. Let me just check. So you guys head north out of the study and you find yourselves in an area you have seen a little bit before. Marching order is not important, but it's more just you guys can see. You see dark alcoves lining the walls of this long hall. The ceiling has fallen here, leaving rubble strewn across the floor. Overhead, the beams of Ravenloft's roof are exposed, and lightning from the dark clouds above sporadically illuminates the hall, lighting the faces of life-size human statues in the alcoves. Each visage is frozen in terror.
Oh.
Guess we can move forward, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Before we move forward, I'm going to convert 3 sorcery points into a 2nd level spell slot.
Beautiful. Alright. You just
I'm
push
trying
on
to
through, ignoring the statues and continuing on your way.
Callum will resist the urge to viciously mock the statues because that hasn't ended well at any point.
As you get closer and like you lift like a light to them, like as the lightning isn't flashing, you see the statues' faces are stoic and neutral. But then whenever the lightning flashes, they change to these like flashes of horrified and of fear, and then back to stoic and neutral whenever the lightning isn't flashing. It's quite unsettling.
While I'm taking the lead, I would make sure detect magic is up at all times.
Beautiful. Very well done.
I don't want any magical constructs trying to smite us.
Perfect. Alrighty. So I'm going to assume that Esmeralda and Max will be leading. Lux, where are you placing yourself? 10 in the back?
If not at the front, like the 2nd from the front.
Cool. I'll swap you in
Because
calendar.
obviously I want to be like kind of like leading almost. Because I'm the most healthiest.
Alrighty. I'm going to move you all to a new layer then as you begin descending down the stairs at the end of the hall. Alrighty. You guys find yourselves atop the stairwell that kind of descends down to the right. And as you begin making your way down...
Wait, I see 2 parties. One south and one north.
Ignore the
Yeah.
south party, that's old party.
Oh no!
We,
Clones!
You guys have already been on this level before. As you guys descend down, you see this arched corridor at the bottom of the stairs you're coming to has been swept clean. And as you kind of near the base of the stairs and peer around, you see oak paneling decorates the walls to a height of around 4 foot. And mounted on the east wall, above the wood paneling, are 3 unlit oil lamps spaced 10 foot apart. A plain wooden door is set into the west wall and light seeps through its cracks. So I'll place you guys like so. Callan, as you kind of like are following the group around this corner, you would immediately spot, if you're passive perception, a secret door immediately behind you and a secret door opposite you.
He'll point out to the group, both of them, and be like, secret doors, not sure if they lead to more stairs downwards, but...
Should I have a listen? Or
I think it might be best just to peek our heads through. If we're this close behind a door, chances are, listening, seeing, we're going to find out what it is anyway.
fair enough.
Callum will have a look through this secret door here if he's able to open it.
thing. How are you attempting to open it?
Slowly if he can, but if it needs any sort of strength, he'll just be like, just do it.
Alrighty. You give a little push against the door and it swings open. And you see this long corridor before you that looks very similar to what you've been in before, actually. It's like a long, narrow corridor running east to west. Cobwebs filling it, obscuring sight beyond a few foot. It reminds you a lot of the corridor you saw way down here before. Very, very similar in look and stature. In fact, so similar, you almost think it's that for a second. You find yourself getting turned around, almost like, where are we exactly? It's as if the
He'd
castle's
probably,
repeating itself.
yeah, he'd probably recognise these stairs as the ones that a few of them went yeet down.
Yeah, you definitely see stairs to the right
just
as you
to kind
look,
of
but you
navigate.
recall that there was also stairs to the right of the other one as well. It's weird, isn't it?
It's just a corridor and more stairs. I'm not sure. He'll shut the door
Yep.
and head over to the other one.
Sure. You guys have got a door on the right as well, with a light coming through it. If anyone's going to try that.
Could we potentially have a 5-minute break shortly?
Sure.
Before we
Just a quick point.
before we meet Strahd, shouldn't you take a short rest, Cannon, to try and attune to your new item?
Perhaps, but I don't think spending another hour in this place just for me to get used to playing this loot is necessarily the best choice.
Maybe if you find a room that's a bit more easily defendable, that would be wise, but maybe not so much now.
Yes, let's leave it to chance.
The only reason I was thinking is because you said it was very powerful, so we need anything we can get, really.
No, that's a fair observation.
Alrighty.
Do you want to check this door up ahead, Lyrina?
I will go to the door, and I'm gonna open it with my mage hand because I don't
Sure.
trust any door.
Cast Mage Hand from how far back?
From where I am right now.
Sure. So from like 20 foot back, you cast Mage Hand and flies forward. The door swings open and you see light illuminating the hallway spilling out from some light source beyond. And you hear a hello? And that's where to take a break.
Cool.
Great, instantly shut the door.
Are you my mama?
We'll be right back.
Are you my mummy?
And we are back. So, the party are in the stairwell. The door to the right is just creaked open for the mage hand of Irina, aka Lux in Disguise. And from the doorway, you just heard a soft woman's voice call out, "Hello? Is anyone there?"
If nobody else goes forward, Callum will go forward to look at who it is.
Beautiful. Callan kind of like pushes past. Irina probably holds back just to see if the party are trying to
Be careful, Colin. Could be a trap.
do anything in particular. But
Indeed.
no. Callan, you keep creeping forward.
Yeah, he's just gonna go. Hello, who's there?
I'll follow Colin.
I'm
I'll
I'm
go with
Helga. Who are you? You'll hear kind of calling back from the room.
My name's Callan. He'll kind of creep forward a bit further. Can he do an insight check on the voice to see if he can pick up on any tonal things? So
Sure.
whether she's nervous, whether she's almost readying to do something.
Yeah, beautiful. Go for it. 26 talent. You can tell this voice sounds worried, scared, confused. Like there's just pure panic almost. Like not quite full blown panic, but that kind of like frantic, like I don't know what to believe kind of tone I think you would pull. And as you kind of like
Cool.
move down, Callan, you would see oil lamps illuminate this large rectangular chamber with oak paneled walls. You see stained yellow lace hangs neatly from 8 canopied beds, and the figure of a woman kind of stands behind one of these such beds. You see she holds a feather duster in one hand, and you see around her pale leather neck is a gold necklace with a ruby pendant.
Kaz, if you're typing, can you
I'm
go
already,
mute?
I'm already finished. Sorry, I just realized it.
Cool.
Sorry, keyboard lag.
Callum will be like, it's okay. We're not here to hurt you. We're just, I suppose, passing through. My name's Callan, and he's going to walk into the room and have a look around to see if there's anything else that's not maybe out of place or strange.
Your passive perception, you don't see anything, and she looks at you really hard. She takes a squint. She's like, "You're not him in disguise." And she like looks past, like, "You can't be. You're the ones that he was talking about. You have to get me out of here, please."
What?
I'm gonna.
That's all. It's all part of the plan. We already have one person with us. He'll kind of point around the corner in Stella's direction.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put,
What are you? What are you doing here?
I'm the bootmaker's daughter. Borshi. That is my father. I was kidnapped by Strahd. He makes me clean this horrible place.
And you weren't able to leave? Where are you from originally?
The village below the castle, Barovia.
Okay, I'm sure that'll be fine. Will do you have to stay in this room? Are you able to move around?
I can move freely through the castle. He just... I can't leave. He would stop me if I tried.
You mentioned, and I apologise for the questions, but it's rare we find people around here that are able to have a conversation. You mentioned that he'd been talking about us. Can you tell us what he told you?
He mentioned that there were a half-elf and a halfling and others. I can hear them moving around and see the light in the corridor behind you. I'm assuming that is you lot. He said that you were being quite troublesome.
I'm gonna poke my head out. Hi, I'm Irina.
She like
And
narrows her eyes at you.
everyone come in, and we'll kind of just check with, is it Helga, her name?
Yeah.
And
Seeker,
are we
do you
okay
have the
to
sun
come in?
sword out?
Everyone comes in.
You would have the sun sword out.
Sure. The second Seeker enters the room, she will scream in agony and dive behind one of the beds.
Oh,
Ah!
sorry.
Shit.
He would turn off the sword.
Yep, the sword flickers out. She stays behind the bed.
Sorry.
No, it's
Forgot
another
it
vampire.
does.
Callum
What did you
will
do? Ah!
step back a bit.
Yep.
And be like, has he, and I hate to ask this, has he bitten you?
Yes. Esmeralda will
Okay.
then push Stella out the door and stand in the doorway. They were like about to come in, and it's actually like hold Stella back.
Lux will take a step towards her.
She's like
Um,
hiding behind the bed, and Lux, as you get closer, you see the she's like got horrible burn marks all over her face and like exposed skin where the sun had hit her. And as like as Seeker has turned the blade off, you watch as that begins to just like heal up and just like begin to restore back to its perfect alabaster kind of like as it was before.
I would offer to heal you more, but I feel like my holy gifts would damage you more. Sorry.
It is
Helga,
fine. I can heal. It's just not with that. What was that?
that was sunlight. Yes.
Like the Morning Lord. I thought it was just religious mumbo jumbo. It's real?
Well,
Kind of.
the sword is real. Sunlight is real as a concept, just not necessarily around here. But Helga, if you've been bitten, there's not much that we can do to help you, other than other than defeating Strahd and finding him.
I can help. She like looks on her hands like, I'm quite strong, stronger than I look. And she's like tiny, like she's skinny, but like you can see like she could probably, like, she doesn't look like she'd be tough. But you fought vampire spawn before. If that is what she is, she might be able to hold her own a little bit.
I like her. We should keep her.
Okay, but please bear in mind that if Helga gets too close to that sword, she's going to be in pain. It's going to hurt her.
Not to say.
And
she's a vampire, Callum. I think she just leave her behind.
I agree, but Irina seems to be finding pets all over. It's like she's not. Anyway.
She's no longer human, Callum. She's an undead. We can't trust her.
No,
She could be a spy.
I'm fully aware, Max, and I'm totally on board with you. We can't have more people. We can't be taking round a person that at any moment could potentially be taken over by Strahd. It would be leading an enemy into a fight with a bigger enemy. I'm sorry, it turns to Helga. I'm sorry, Helga, but we can come back for you, but we can't take you with us.
Okay.
I'm going to sit her down on the bed with me.
Sure.
So,
she looks very
yeah,
confused and upset, and she begins to cry. I thought I could get out.
Right. You will. We promise you that. But can I ask you a favour, since you clearly know this place?
Of
Where
course.
does he slumber?
Below the castle, in the crypts.
We know that. I mean, I've read his book. I just got directions.
There
You're
are
very,
very
very
few
big
ways
fan.
down there. One of them is a stairwell. If you can get down to the larders, or let me see, where would be the best way? And she kind of like will think for a moment, because fucking hell, maps. There is not the tallest tower, the second tallest. It has a stairwell that goes all the way down into the crypts. In it, you can access it. I think only from the chapel, maybe. I only was there in passing. I was ushered through quickly by the Chamberlain. If not there is another one. It leads to attached to the back entrance. It's an old servant stair. That one I use quite frequently. You have to go outside into the courtyard and around the castle to get to it. But it leads down into the larder, and then from there you can find your way down. deeper. If you can, but you have to break through a wall. He walled it up. There's another one as well. If you go back, you came from the stairs.
I heard
Go
about that
back
one.
up,
The walled
back
up
up the
one.
way you came. There's a stair in the study. That leads down as well. A spiral stair there. That will lead you all the way down.
Oh, so is the one you mentioned about the tower? Is that the one with the scary heart? That was even
No.
very scary.
No. That is the. That tower is forbidden. That is the tallest tower. The other one.
We would never go there. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna kind of like.
You could maybe reach
Put
that
her
one
head-
from above. You could climb or fly. Maybe you could get in from the top. I don't know. Or the chapel. If you can get into the chapel, maybe there.
I'll kind of like put like hair behind her ear. Like, we're gonna go now. Thank you. I promise I'll come back for you, and see you soon. Start walking away.
Sure. Yeah. Lux begins to leave.
I hope you guys got that because I completely forgot everything.
Talon inciting her, or is that another role? I couldn't tell if that was recently or not.
No, that was to listen to her voice for 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, Callan has probably already got a foot out the door at this point.
Yep. As soon as like you probably step out, Callan Ezra will give like a little nod, like to like pull you back.
Oh,
Yep.
Before I go, actually, I will give her. I will give her a opal. Look,
What?
this is just a little gift to say I'm gonna come back for you. I'm gonna give her a little opal.
Yeah, she'll take the little gemstone in her hand and just nod, and be like, okay.
It's
She'll,
my
like,
I
present to
wish
you.
Lux was this nice to the party members instead of random people.
Right?
Ezra will
Indeed.
like lead Callan in the hallway limit. She'll like, Callan, she is a vampire spawn of Strahd. We're better killing her here. If we get into a
He'll
fight
kind
with
of-
Strahd and she can follow us or come up behind us, she is always going to be loyal to her master, whether she knows it or not. I say just back her into a corner, get Secret to pull the sun sword on her, keep her at bay. It won't take long. We'll be doing her a favor.
Callan will kind of rub his brow, think back to simpler times only a few weeks ago when his biggest worry was who he was going to run into at court and whether their breath smelled as bad as it normally did or whether they'd had onion soup that evening. And will nod and agree. And he will use the message cantrip to communicate with the other three that we need to he'd go out of the room at this point.
Mhm.
Cast message through the doorway or whatever to make sure that Helga wasn't getting too suspicious.
Yep.
To basically say we need to kill her now because she's a threat to our lives if we don't.
She doesn't seem like a threat at all. I mean, you've seen the way she spoke. I'm sure if she wanted to attack, she would have. She doesn't seem like the rest of them.
And that's when she has free will. We do not know what power Strahd has over his spawns. We cannot risk it, Lux. It's literally our lives in the balance.
It's her life too, even though she's undead members. You said it yourself, Esmeralda. There is a cure. She might
Can we,
not be cured now.
A cure for being a werewolf, but a vampire?
I agree with.
Can we
Cal.
respond to message?
Yes.
Marcus will turn around and say, Callum, I think she should just leave her in here. She hasn't done anything. There's no need for us to kill her. At least not yet.
If she follows, if Strahd summons her closer, then that is literally our lives in the balance.
If it comes to it, then we deal with her. But
What if we're having to deal with
Vampires.
her as well as 3 other vampire spawns, as well as Strahd? That's the thing, Max. These are vampires that you are saying, let's not kill. Think about it.
Secret look.
I take no pleasure in this. Don't get me
Apologies,
wrong.
there was World War III back there in the cage.
Yeah, no, it's.
Secret.
I take no pleasure in this, Max, but we need to be objective if we're going to survive this.
Max looks at Callum.
Question: the door, does it go inwards or outwards?
The door goes inwards.
Fuck, I can't barricade it from outwards. I can't drag his light out of bed.
I think Seeker has wanted to say something a couple of
No,
times.
you just look to Irina and to Callan and just give a nod. That's all.
Cool.
Then tap his sword.
Cool. Callan's going to go back into the room.
Sure.
Secret 5.
Esmeralda will close the door, and you would hear her hold it shut from the outside. Well, is everything okay? She start looking around.
Max, we can't let him do this.
Yes, we
Stop him.
we need to look for potential ways out of. Are you going out of the room, Lux?
I thought we were out there when we first talked about this.
No. I'm using message to communicate with
Yeah,
people.
Callum was messaging everyone. Unless you stepped out, Lux, before Esmeralda locked it.
Oh
Couch.
no, I'd probably back up next to her then.
Sure.
Callan is going to go over to this corner and be like, "It's very strange. There's some strange markings in the corner of this room. Can you see any others? It's like the ones that we saw in the other rooms. It might be clues as to how to navigate this place. Everyone, can you check? Helga, do you mind checking that corner?" He's trying
Make
to
me a
corner into
persuasion
getting
check
down.
at disadvantage, Callan. Or maybe a deception check would be more apt.
So persuasion, I can do either.
Whatever works. Whatever you think. If you're trying to, she's still unsure. So it's ever, but I think the door being closed, stuff. 21. Yeah, we should have no beat down, is she? Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is gonna be an insight check. Is she good at these? Not super. Let's see what she gets. Yep, nope. She nods and goes okay, and she'll back up into this corner, the corner she's close to, and she'll dust some things aside. I haven't ever seen anything in the corners. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Cool.
Just right on the floor, on the corner where the wall meets the floor.
Back in 1 second.
There's some markings. Get close, and Callum will go prone to look to kind of encourage her to do the same.
Sure. She'll look over at you and she'll begin looking. Make me another persuasion check. This will be a persuasion check, Callan.
I don't think you should do that.
Again, at disadvantage because Lux is saying that she shouldn't.
The fuck? So,
You kill her.
is everything okay, Irina?
No, it's not. I'm feeling uneasy. She has no protective stone.
I think even if she roll 1, Callan, she will still believe you, and she will look over and begin going close. I really don't know what you're talking about, and she will get prone and begin looking in the corner.
Wait,
on hands and knees, trying to find things.
Help you.
Cool. I think that's where we're probably going to roll
Yep.
initiative.
Roll initiative for your surprise round, please.
Leans over and ignites the sword.
That'll be part of your turn effectively, so it'll be your bonus action on your turn, Seeker. But you do get surprise rounds, you will all act before she does, and with her whopping 6 initiative, you'll probably all act before she does anyway. Never mind.
Deluxe classic.
And Max, if you're joining the combat, you can roll initiative. I know he's AFK. I will.
Can't you roll it for him?
I'll roll on his behalf. I still have roll 20. I don't still have D&D Beyond up at the minute. I'm just gonna roll a flat roll. Wow, not 1. Okay, cool.
You can re-roll that halfling.
Cool. Plus you roll about 1. An 11 plus whatever Max's dex is. I'm just gonna say it's 11 for now. And then we can
Plus
just...
2.
Cool. Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say
still
it's
not, it
+1,
won't make
+2. innit?
much odds anyway. So Callan, you'll be the first to take the act. You're prone on the ground yourself. As you kind of see Seeker like begin to prepare to extend the blade of sunlight right behind this individual.
He's going to cast Sacred Flame.
Sure.
He's going to stand up and then cast it.
Perfect. She makes a dex save. She's prone, but I don't think I'm seeing a difference to her save.
Doesn't make any difference. Great damage, which means that she's going to pass.
Hey.
Oh,
Fails. She takes
22
points
radiant.
of radiant damage. She begins like calling out in agony once more, like she did whenever the sun sword was first brought into this chamber. And you hear her like, ah!
That'll be it.
What are you doing? Stop! Alright. And then Seeker, it's your turn. Bonus action. This thing stands out.
So, Ray, sleep well. And he's attacked 2 times.
Perfect, go for it. The sun sword.
Advantage?
Advantage, she's prone on the ground and she is surprised, so yeah.
Sorry, guys. Back.
That's fine. We rolled initiative for you already, Max. You got an 11 on the dice, so if you get a plus to that,
Okay.
we can adjust it. But yeah, the 30 will
plus one.
definitely hit for your.
Sorry, +2.
Alrighty, so that's me 13. Okay, so both attacks will hit for a total of
40.
18 plus 24. Because she is
Make
undead. She screams in like blood-curdling agony as just this radiant damage cuts through her. She's like, "Why are you doing this? Please stop! Please stop!" Max.
Seeker doesn't wince, he just like stands there.
Max was not going to do anything.
Okay, Max does nothing. As a start of her turn, she turns to Ash,
Ma-
screaming this horrible, blood-curdling scream. You hear the rumble of lightning, or the thunder, but you do not see the flash of lightning in this dark, windowless room as sunlight just destroys her at your feet, reducing her to a pile of ash. With that scream, that will haunt some of you as you try to sleep tonight.
Callan's going to look at Lux. And he's going to call him Lux. Like, Lux, you need to decide what side you are on. If you're not going to help, you need to get out of the fucking way. And then he's going to just give a little knock on the door for Esmeralda, and just be like, we're done.
Sure. You
Lux is
knock on the
like-
door, and the door doesn't open, but you can hear muffled like voices from the other side. Like not muffled like being quiet, but more like muffled like in almost sort of like a brief sort of like restrain. Like so there's like something happening outside.
Callan's going to cast message through the door at Esmeralda to say, are you able to open up, or is there a problem out there?
You'll get back. The door's open. We're fine.
What happened to Lux? I missed it, sorry.
Lux did not get the act before she was killed.
Oh.
And Callan, if you choose to open the door,
Yep.
you pull it open. She's not. You see, Esmeralda's not holding the door anymore. She's now holding Stella back, as Stella's like banging on her back, like "Let me through! Let me through! What did they do to her? You don't want to see." And you can see she's just trying to keep her at bay. Buttons is like
Cool.
at Esmeralda.
Lux is just gonna try and like scoop up some of the ash and put it on the bed and just leave the opal there.
Callan will come out and he's going to go try and talk to Stella.
Yep.
He's going to kind of squat down so he's on eye level with her.
Yeah.
And we'll go, Stella, what you heard, I'm sorry that you had to hear that, and I know that that must be very strange and frightening for you, even though you are so mature for your age and you've seen so much and been through so much.
She wasn't trying to hurt you. I heard that. What have you done? Is she okay? Oh, you could have just knocked her unconscious or something.
Unfortunately, that's not how this works. When people are turned, they are at the bidding of whoever turned them. And if she came with us, or if we left her here, then when we go to meet Strahd and fight him, then she could so easily switch sides, and she could result in us all dying. I can't risk that happening to me, to you, to any of the others, apart from Max. And
What?
sorry, no, nothing. You've only got 12 passive perception. You didn't hear that.
I said I'm 17, bitch.
You're still inside. It's fine. No, but he'll say sometimes the thing that we have to do is not the thing that any of us want to do. I didn't want to do that, but I needed to, and we needed to, and he'll turn to the rest of the party at this point to kind of reaffirm the message. We need to make the difficult choices if we're going to get out of here alive, any of us. And then he'll kind of just put his hand on Stella's shoulder in apology and then stand up.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage, Callum. An 18. She like looks at you, Callan, and it's like you can see like she's like about to cry, and she's like frustrated and annoyed and confused and like disappointed. Like her whole world is just kind of coming crashing down. But something in her knows that you're probably right. Callan, your alignment shifts to true neutral.
Cool.
I
Fair.
shall do what must be done to survive, although it may not have been the good thing to do in every circumstance. And as the party kind of like gather themselves in this hallway, that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Nice.
Good, everybody.
Another session closer to the final meeting with Strahd. Maybe. It's like, how many sessions in between? We could have just gone, speed run, let's go down. And we're like, no. Let's explore everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm looking rough for slots. Really rough.
Yeah. It's alright, you got HP, you can just Eldritch Blast you out of there.
I was expecting you guys, honestly, just to leave the castle. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's just try to get a long rest. Let's just get out of here. Fuck this. Let's go back to Valaki. Let's try again tomorrow.
Fuck this
More
shit, I'm out.
werewolves!
Embrace the werewolves.
Let's go back to level 12. Let's get to level 12 and come back.
Alright.
Alright.
We'll probably be back next week with more.
I just wish that Lux was actually that's nice to us as he is like other NPCs.
Alright.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
I
he's cast Death Ward on NPCs, never on any of us.
Yes, I have. Oh, wait, no.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah, I
haven't.
have.
You've cast Death Ward on yourself,
Yeah.
And,
but not on any of us.
I think all of you
Yeah,
guys are
no.
death warded right now. All of you guys are death warded.
All
no,
of us are
that's-
aided, but not Death Warded.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I death warded Esmeralda and Max once
Did you, Max? One?
Me?
Okay, fair enough.
on the dragon fight.
Oh,
Death
yeah,
Ward saved what Max, I think, before.
that was it.
See?
Alright, well, we will be back
Cool.
next week. Probably more Crystal Strahd, but there's more D&D later on, because I hate
And
myself.
Woo.
I have you find I held both of you guys in the what's it called, the mill. You know when you guys got thunder waved by the druids.
When you're,
I mean, you're kind of the hero of the party, bro.
when you're
Yeah, no,
I am.
That's kind of your job.
I healed you when we were at the Wizards of Wine's winery to get you back up.
you're
When you
supporting
got
our
window
team, you
smashed.
count how many times he supported you, you know something's wrong.
The problem is I'm afraid to heal you guys right now because I'm gonna need it for the final fight, which is when I'm gonna be healing all of you.
Yeah.
And
Alrighty. Well, speaking of the final fight, maybe we'll get to that next time.
You're good.
Wonderful.
We're getting
See you all.
close.
See you guys.
Take it easy.